Welcome back to the Butler Beat. I'm Ashley Davis. As graduation day nears, Butler seniors are beginning to take a glimpse back at their collegiate careers. Bree Seaver has more.
Class of 2011 made their first mark at Butler University 4 long years ago. With graduation day quickly approaching, the Butler senior class has begun to reflect upon their college years and just how fast it really went.
It feels like I just moved into Schweitzer Hall.
I mean, it's unbelievable how fast it goes. It feels like it was just a blink of an eye. Just yesterday, I was a freshman.
I know everyone's going to say that time flew by, but they're not lying when I say these were the fastest 4 years of my entire life.
I feel like just yesterday I was moving into Ross Hall, and now I'm graduating in 2 weeks. So honestly, time flies.
With record numbers of students coming to Butler, this senior class hopes to leave a lasting legacy.
I feel like as a senior graduating from Butler, it's been my place to help build the Butler Way and just be a student and a servant leader in those ways to the students on campus and to my friendships that I've fostered here since a freshman.
The legacy I'd like to leave behind, I want people to remember me for being at school, for being a hard worker, and never really taking no for an answer, and really achieving all my goals and aspirations.
I just hope that when people think of me, all the feelings are positive, and when I come back to visit in a few years and I see people that I know and they want to give me a hug and they want to tell me what's going on in their lives.
Hopefully, able to come back for homecoming in a couple of years and people remember you and, appreciative that, for everything that, you did for them while they were in school.
Despite their excitement to open up a new chapter in their lives, many seniors have mixed feelings about their farewell.
It's definitely a bittersweet feeling as I'm preparing to leave Butler. I certainly feel prepared and really motivated to go into the working world, the real world, I guess.
It's really bittersweet. I'm excited to be done with classes and be done with studying and books and all that stuff. But I'm not really excited to leave all my friends and leave the college scene behind.
I'm excited for a new challenge, but I'm also not ready to leave Butler at all.
I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. I'm really happy, and I'm really sad.
Many seniors have no regrets.
I think everything I've done has kind of made me who I am, and I've kind of lived life to the fullest since I've been in Butler, so I wouldn't change a thing.
For the Butler Beat, I'm Bree Seaver.
As the seniors take a look back on their 4 years, they pass down important wisdom to the younger classes. Mike Vandevort has more.
In a few short weeks, Butler's senior class will receive their diplomas after 4 years of hard work. Many seniors look back fondly at their time here at Butler. But if they could do it all again, what would they do differently?
I came here with a girlfriend, held me back. I did not meet many people freshman year. Plus, I lived in Resco. If I could change that, no freaking way would I live in Resco. I met 0 people, had 0 fun.
The HRC, and it's wonderful, and it's something that I just haven't taken advantage of, hardly at all while I've been here.
I wish I wouldn't have waited until my senior year to swim in Star Fountain, so do that early.
Seniors' regrets weren't just fun and games. They also had some meaningful wisdom for students who still have some time in the clock.
One thing I definitely would change is I would do at least a whole semester abroad. I had the opportunity to do 2 weeks abroad in the summer 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed it, and I wish that I had taken a whole semester to go someplace.
During that time, to live with intention. I regret spending so much time on Facebook. I regret making friendships with people when there wasn't necessarily something legitimate there. And I regret times that I was just wasting my day.
So I just kind of wish I would have taken some more time for myself. It's really easy when you get to college. Your classes start getting going and you just focus too much on, I have to pay the rent or I have to pay bills, so I need a job.
You don't have a lot of time, and so it's important that when you get towards the end of it, you know that you actually spent your time instead of just wasted it.
Although all of these seniors said that they would do things a little differently if they got another chance at college, all of them told me that they're proud to be Butler Bulldogs, and that's something that they would never change. For the Butler Beat, I'm Mike Vandevort.
The Butler Way has started to appear even more on the national scene after the run by the men's basketball team. And here on campus, it continues to hold true. Candace Washington graduated in 2005 from Butler and was a member of the Butler volleyball team. This past month, Candace has what the Butler Way can do for her and her family. Mark Minner has her story.
The defending Horizon League champion Butler women's volleyball team is gearing up for a new season that will have plenty of challenges on the court. But right now, head coach Sharon Clark is focused on a former player, Candace Washington, who's facing a whole new type of adversity.
Candace was kind of she was a big giant here. You know, she's 6'3", she was a middle blocker for us for 4 years, and a lively personality. So it was pretty shocking for us to get the news that, you know, she had some issues going on, some seizures.
Those seizures became more frequent and only worsened over time. They hit a breaking point when Candace was driving to meet her friends one night.
Her car pulled over on the freeway when she was driving, and a good Samaritan got out to help her and realized she wasn't responding. So, you know, the ambulance came, took her to the hospital and did a brain scan, and they said, hey, you know, you have this mass on your brain, and we've got to remove it within the next 48 hours.
And that's when Washington's former family, the Butler volleyball program, stepped in to lend a hand.
We decided to do a benefit fundraiser. The benefit fundraiser is going on downtown at Scotty's location, the one up north on 96 and the 3 Ys here. And if anybody comes in and mentions Butler volleyball and Candace Washington, that 10% of that bill was given to Butler volleyball, which then we're going to send on to our family.
Former Indiana football coach Bill Lynch, who now works for Butler Athletics, knows about that special bond between players and coaches.
I think sometimes when you're a young coach, it's more about strategy and schemes, and then the longer you're in, it's more about relationships and what kind of an impact you can have on your players.
Over the past several weeks, you know, we've been checking in and getting updates on her, and she's finally, I wouldn't say out of the woods, but starting to do better and starting the recovery process.
To donate yourself, you can log on to rottenwashington.net. For the Butler Beat, I'm Mark Minner.
One Butler student has had more than her share of hardship this year, but her story is rare and she is lucky to be alive. Alyssa Schnitz has more.
Janae Schum is a normal Butler student. She's a senior in pharmacy school, and when she's not studying, she likes to have fun with her friends. But everything changed when she went home for Christmas break.
Everything was fine. I felt normal. I was ready to relax with my family and friends, and my sister and I were exercising, and all of a sudden I felt the worst pain that I've ever experienced in my life.
She had a brain aneurysm and needed surgery, fast.
I said goodbye to my mom and dad before I went in there, and sorry. I mean, I was saying bye to them possibly for good, and I had prepared myself for that.
I got a call from her mom, and her mom was just bawling and told me about that she was going into surgery, and I think my face I think I just went white.
If not already damaged, the front of her brain could be injured during surgery.
The frontal lobe is really important for things like problem solving, planning, strategizing, controlling your behavior. Conceivably, somebody who had a bleed in that area of the brain could have difficulty with any or all of those functions.
She was supposed to be in the ICU for 2 weeks, but after only 4 days, she was walking around and had lots of visitors. Miraculously, all she has to show for it is a scar from ear to ear.
And it's kind of funny because it keeps like peeking through my normal hair. You know, that's one minor thing that I'm not even sad about having to deal with.
But Janae waited 3 days to go to the doctor, which could have cost her her life.
It's not worth it. Like, waiting, it's not worth it. You know your body better than anyone else. And deep down, I knew something was wrong. And so I should have went right away.
Janae will now be monitored the rest of her life, a small price to pay considering what could have resulted. For the Butler Beat, I'm Melissa Schnitz.
The Butler baseball team is trying to get back on track in time for the Horizon League tournament. Matt Werner has more.
Rough start to the year, losing to Wofford and Gardner-Webb. The Butler baseball team is trying to turn their season around. The team sat at .500 heading into a weekend set against UIC. The Bulldogs committed 5 costly errors and dropped all 3 games. The Bulldogs were outscored 23-14 in the series and allowed 8 unearned runs. Outfielder Andrew Eckert thinks the errors are easily fixable.
We just need to stay focused, playing better defense in that series. When we hit, I think we out-hit them over the weekend. We made a couple errors here and there, led to some big innings, so we got to limit those big innings. And I mean, we're pitching well, we're hitting well, so if we could just stay on track, we'll be fine.
The team's season is having ups and downs, but they are having stellar play by their pitchers and hitters. Outfielder Pat Gelwitz thinks the team can easily turn the season around by doing one simple thing.
Playing more consistent baseball and getting consistency from the pitchers and the hitters in the same game, or because right now we're kind of playing pitchers are throwing real well and the hitters aren't hitting, or the hitters are hitting and the pitchers aren't throwing, aren't having their best stuff.
With the Horizon League tournament coming up in a month, the team believes they can become Horizon League champions.
I think there's no doubt we got the pitching staff we have right now. Our 1, 2, and 3 are probably just as good as any 1, 2, 3 in the conference. It's all about hitting at the right time, getting the hits when we need them, and getting a consistent lineup in there that 1 through 9 can compete with anybody else, because our Dominic Silvestri, Jared Wagner, and Mike Hernandez have all been really good so far this season. I think they'll continue to be good the rest of the season.
The Bulldogs' next home game is May 1st, a doubleheader against Wright State. For the Butler Beat, I'm Matt Werner.
Thinking of ways to spend less? Well, the Think City card does that for you. The Inner One logo is the Indiana-based company who builds the battery. The plastic exterior won't fade, and if it scratches, you will still see blue. Storage spaces for the charging units are included in the car. If you are an Indiana resident and a customer of Duke Energy, they will install the charger in your garage for free.
Made out of plastic composite body panels. I say 100% electric. It's got an Enerdel lithium-ion battery in it with a 100-mile range. And pretty cool, very peppy car. 95% recyclable interior. We're all about minimal impact on the environment and having fun driving a car. Really, this is a great urban commuter vehicle, 2-seater, great storage space in the back. Here, let's hear what you have to say.
I think the Think car is very efficient and it's very spacious, and it's a lot different than driving a regular car.
Kind of like a go-kart.
It's like an enclosed go-kart.
You're right.
If you are thinking of purchasing a Think car, they range from $18,000 to $20,000. Thanks for watching this week's edition of the Butler Beat.